'Cause
Yeah.
bro, the thing is, we met. We were living together.
Yeah.
I liked you a lot. I know because you were down to earth guy, and you were waking up early
Oh yeah.
and cooking for yourself. But I remember you told me you just came out of army school. This is why you wake up early.
Yeah, because that has been my habit since my childhood. I was in a military boarding school, so we literally had to wake up at 5, go for PT. It's called physical training,
First
and
thing when you
do.
wake up.
I mean, we do natural calls. After right after we wake up, then we'll have assembly over there where entire students from all the classes would assemble in the ground, and then we make a line, report to the seniors, and then we'll be heading to marching towards the physical training.
I
It'll be that session will be around 1 hour every day. So that's how our my day used to begin.
and you're from Nepal.
Yeah, I'm from Nepal.
And actually, bro, the only thing I knew from Nepal is Mount Everest. You know, this people go there for tourism. But how, apart from tourism, how is Nepal?
Yeah, because people they don't know they don't know most things about Nepal because it's a small mountain hilly country or mountain country in between two giant countries, China and India. So
Mm.
so even if I met few people over here, they say they're not aware Nepalese. They say, is it a part of India? No, it's not a part of India. It's an independent country.
Or is it a part
So
of China?
no, it's not because but there are peoples who have who are from India or Chinese ethnicity, but they are Nepalese people. But it's basically what speaking about Nepal. It's a tiny country. They are rich in culture, and there are more than 100 plus ethnic group living over there, sharing. Uh,
Yeah, that's crazy. Over
yeah,
100 ethnicities. Because I was seeing your friend who's also from Nepal. Some of them look Japanese.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
of them look Chinese.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said to you earlier.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. But they're
that.
all Nepalese.
Yeah, they're Nepalese. Because there are few people who has Mongolian origin, and then there are people with Aryan origin, so called like the people from Europe, India. They are, they have a pointed nose, and they are tall and high. They have beards on them. That's how they
They're
look.
like
But yeah,
Caucasian.
yeah. But we call in our country we call Aryans over there, and Mongolians. You know how the Mongolian people are short height, blonde nose, small eyes, like the
Genghis
one.
Khan.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and so it's crazy. Over 100 ethnicities. Are you guys living in harmony? Like in Nepal, was there problems between these ethnicities?
There has not been any problem with regard to religion or races over there. People are living in harmony over there. Although there are people speaking different languages, following different religion, but Hinduism is the major religion over there. Almost around 80, more than 80% of people speak. Are Hindus, and so there are few Buddhists as well, and then few of the Christian, and then Kirati people over there. So that's how it is. But
So it's
but
like
all of them
mostly
are living in
Hindus,
harmony. Yeah,
some Buddhists,
yeah.
some Muslim or no?
They are sorry, they are Muslim as well. Yeah,
Okay,
but
okay.
even the Muslim peoples, they live in harmony. We do share. We do celebrate their religion as well. We participate in the functions and these sort of things, and they do even come to our religious function, rituals, or these sort of things, and get involved themselves. And then this is how the harmony is
Uh,
being maintained over there.
and how is Nepal now? We already talked about it a little bit before. You're telling me,
Yeah,
shit government. But how is
yeah,
it now? Like, are people leaving because there's no opportunities there?
yeah. Right now, it's most of the youth of Nepal are leaving because there are very less opportunities over there. You know, there are high unemployment. Even nowadays the business are down. They are facing inflation over there. The prices is hiking, and then it's been difficult. and in search of opportunities. Like me myself, I'm out of Nepal
Mm.
in search of opportunities. I mean, in search of good studies, in search of I mean, future opportunities for myself. So that's how it is. It's because there are political instability. Because uh, since the monarchy system ended and the democracy started, I mean, let's say, yeah, since the democracy started, the people over there, I mean, the political party is making a mess over there.
Mm.
There's a lot more corruption over there.
Yeah, can you explain a little bit kind of what happened? Because Nepal was a monarchy, there was a kingdom, and like until when was this, and then what happened to have what we have today?
Yeah, so it was um, I don't know the exact timing, but it's, let's say, around
In the 90s or
approx,
something?
yeah, in 90s, in mid of 90s or early 90s. There was monarchy system. So
And this dates back since a very long time in Nepal. There has always been
yeah,
monarchy.
there has always been a monarchy system. It's a Saha kingdom. So that's the word the people they were ruling Nepal. I mean, they were the kings, and I
Mm.
mean, they were the royal families over there. So we had before, I mean, during the monarchy system also we had a panchayat system. I mean, it's a system how you govern your local administration and these sort of things. Like you have here local government and the municipalities and these sort of things. And we had over there, I mean, the panchayat system. We used to, I mean, make a local decision of a locality. I mean, they were to decide upon certain, I mean, let's say the arguments or I mean, the issues that are happening in your local communities. Uh, and then slowly it was after the monarchy ended. Though I mean, there was a huge.
And why did the monarchy end?
There was like some of the people or some of the political parties. Uh, they were against the government, and they were just. Uh, I mean, against the government. Let's say against the king or against the monarchy system, and people were like they are suppressing the political parties were like the monarchy systems of the kings or the royal families are suppressing the needs of people. They are not allowing people to, I mean, express their views publicly. So that's how the entire thing of
And which party was doing this?
there was mostly the Maoist. It's a group. It's a group. I mean, this was the part of, let's say, yeah. This was a group later turned into a political parties. So they were rebelling around against
Okay.
the king and, let's say, the government of Nepal at the time. So
So you had basically this party that started telling people, "Hey, you know, with this king, you're not free. You can't speak freely. They're restricting your speech."
yeah, yeah, that's what they used to say.
Did they say like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they're like keeping all the money for themselves"?
Yeah, they were just saying that, I mean, yeah, they were just saying that whatever the funds, I mean, were collected, whatever the, I mean, revenue were collected, were gone to the expense of the royal family only. It was not used on the development or these other things. They're claiming so, but right now, even though they are in the government right now, after the monarchy system ended, they came in government. Yeah, so still the citizen of countries, I mean, let's say it's worse than the condition that was during the monarchy system.
Uh-huh. So they spoke a lot of shit about monarchy. They took over,
Yeah,
and now they're doing worse.
yeah. Right now they are involved in corruption and land mafias and these sort of things. That's what they're doing
So
right
they're
now.
basically doing the exact things they were criticizing people of doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fucking
They
shit.
are doing the same exact same thing. They were just criticizing the monarchy system. I think it was just their, I mean, cleverness so that they could they could throw the monarchy system, and then they could have power in their hand.
And how did they overthrow the system? Was it quick?
It took around 10 years. I mean, let's say
So there
yeah,
was like a civil war.
there was a civil war. I mean, lots of people were killed. The Maoist was the leading parties over there during the revolution. It was, let's say, it was the only party because Maoist is a communist party, so that was rebelling against the monarchy system. Uh, so they took around it took around 10 years to come into a peace agreement. So,
and
uh,
and the Civil War started in the mid 90s, right?
yeah, let's say yeah, mid 90s
So
or
that
early
means
90s. Yeah.
you essentially were born and grew up in the middle of a war.
Yeah, I was born on middle of the war. Yeah, I was born in 1996. So I was, let's say, around when the war ended. I mean, the civil war ended. I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
I
So your
was,
first like your
yeah,
life was, and were you did you see the war growing up? Like, were you aware it was going on?
yeah. I was all aware that all aware about the war going on because my father was also on Nepalese military, so he was deployed on during the war as well. So I was aware.
And then the war ends,
Yeah.
and you eventually go to army school after that.
Now, yeah, yeah, let's say, yeah. After the war ended, I was in military school. I was in military school right after death of my father, and the next year I was on the military school. So
And your father died in the war.
yeah, he died on the war. So he was deployed in one of the rural areas where Maoist has, I mean, where the Maoist has had a large number of troops. So he was attacked during the morning. Yeah, he was attacked during the morning. Yeah. So then he was killed in the war, and then it was anyway. It was a mess. It was a disturbing thing for every family of Nepalese people because, like, even though people were not in military, I mean the children's, let's say the boys from let's say boys from 10 years of age were taken forcefully by Maoist, and they were recruited and trained to fight against the government, and even the girls were raped over there. There were lots of victim girls that were raped by the Maoist. So that was it's called, what do you call that? It was a massive massacre over there as well. So around, let's say, around 17,000 of Nepalese people from the government, or in total, let's say, and from the government, including the Maoist people, died during the war. 17,000 people. It's a massive number of people over there.
Do you think the people in Nepal are still scarred from these events?
Uh, they do. I mean, there are still some families who have not, I mean, got relief from the government. Uh, I mean, there are few victims that were not rewarded from government till now. So there are still some people that have, I mean, not getting the opportunities and the claims that were uh, given to them. I mean, that were said to be offered during the war. So that is what happening right now.
Mm. It was like a tough time for the country, the Civil War. I mean, any place, I imagine, but
Yeah, because whenever whenever there is a war, the country goes behind, the economy stops. So
yeah, everything stops.
yeah, so that was a massive thing. Then the war almost went. I mean, war almost went for 10 years. Then they had a peace treaty, including the king. I mean, the royal family and
Yeah, how
the
did they end
political
up?
parties.
How did they end up coming to a peace treaty?
I would. I think it was. Uh, good gesture of European Union or and the India's over there, because they signed a treaty in New Delhi. It was a three-party treaty. Oh, like the Indian parties were there. I mean, counterparts were there, and the king was there, and then the political parties. Let's say the Maoist was over there. So it was three parties that were, I mean,
And in this
having a
peace
peace treaty.
treaty, they agreed that the Maoists would take over and the king would back down.
Yeah, yeah. After this treaty, king left the throne, and then the country was ruled by the political parties.
Okay. Was the king exiled after?
No, no, no. King was not exiled. King literally said that he's going to stay within the country. He's not going out of the country. He's still now he's in the country.
To this day?
Yeah, yeah. He was given a place to stay in the country.
Okay.
As part of the agreement, he said that he's going to stay in the country. The government managed the place for him. There's a place called Budanil Country in the hilly side, right next to the Kathmandu city. So he was given a place over there. So he's still now over there.
And do you think he has any ambition to come back?
During the treaty, he said that yeah, he said that whenever the country needs me, he's gonna come back. So right now he's not that active, but hopefully, I mean, there's a voice raising against the government right now. The people are saying the government, I mean, the monarchy system was much more better than uh, the democracy or the democracy rule that is happening right now. So they're against the political parties because all the political parties are corrupt.
Mm.
So they are just involved in corruption and then land mafias and these sort of things. So there is a rule, but they are all not willing to implement those rules over
Mm.
there. That's what
And
is
Nepal is
happening.
not prospering.
Yeah, but I think as far as I would say, it's it's tough for, I mean, it's stopping its growth because of these political parties. It's basically because of the political instability over there. Since the monarchy ended, there has not been a single government that has, I mean, uh, solved for 5 years of whole 5 years of tenure. So they are only coalition government. They're just uh, after the, let's say, after the position only, no development in the country.
Mm.
That's what it is happening.
Mm. And has that affected the country? Obviously, now more people are leaving.
Yeah, this is how it is affecting our country right now.
But you showed me like some things about Nepal because I hope one day I will visit. But you showed me some beautiful national parks, some beautiful nature. You have some tigers. You have some mountains. It's
Yeah, because
beautiful, bro.
what I feel is we are Nepalese. I mean, let's say the South Asian countries are more close to nature as compared to European or American countries, because you have only the buildings. You don't have anything. You're not close to nature.
They call it the concrete jungle.
Yeah, yeah, basically the concrete jungle. Yeah, so we're more. I feel like even now, if when I'm here, I feel like I would uh I would have a best time when I go back home
Mm,
and be with the nature.
yeah, yeah. You have no
That's what I feel.
intention of staying here. Like you didn't come here and was like, this is the best place. I will make my family here.
No, no, no. When I was back in Nepal, I was to think like, yeah, I would have a good opportunity over there. I would have a good life over there. But here,
Yeah, now that you're
it was
here.
like expectation versus reality. It was like you're thinking of something, and in reality, it's happening
And
something.
what's the thing that you were thinking of? What
I was
did you
like,
think?
I was just saying like I will have a good life over there. Yeah, at initially stage, you are far from a country. You're into new land. You're in a new country, so you'll have to adapt a new thing over there. Have to deal with the culture as well. I mean, have to know the culture, how the people behave over there. And initially stage, I mean, in a few months, it was kind of difficult for me because I was from let's say different society, right? So it was slowly but slowly with the time. I'm now, I mean, used to the culture and used to people over here.
And you as well, like, yeah, you expected, different culture and stuff like this,
Yeah,
but also Nepal was never colonized by the British,
yeah. Never.
even though they tried, right?
Yeah, they did. They did. We had a war with them. So I mean, multiple times the British forces. They lost with the Gorkhalis people, Gorkhalis army. I mean, the Nepalese army over there, and the
And this
uh,
was after they had already had India.
sorry.
When they tried to, when they had a war with Nepal, they already had control of India, right?
Yeah, they had more control over most of the parts of the most of the parts of India. So Nepal was only the country that was not colonized even during the time of colonization in the South Asian countries. I'm not talking about the African or European countries.
Hmm.
I'm just in relation to South Asian country. Nepal was only, I mean, the country that were not colonized. They attempted to colonize,
But you
but
fought back and
yeah,
won.
they
But
our ancestor they fought back and won.
maybe they thought it was not worth. Because
Uh,
if they really wanted to colonize Nepal, they would have put all their resources, and eventually maybe they would have done it.
Yeah, they tried anyway. They tried. You know, right now there are a few parts in India that were part of Nepal earlier before the British took over the places over there. Like we had a treaty with British called Sugoli Sandhi in 1975.
And that treaty
Yeah,
came after the war.
yeah, I mean, yeah, the Nepalese uh the Nepalese army, let's say the Nepalese government and the British then called East India Company signed a treaty called Sugoli Sandhi. We had lost uh, almost around one third of our Nepalese land and was and now forming a new, I mean, new Nepal, which is right now. So we had a play. We had a, I think there's a state called Himachal Pradesh over there in India. So we had most of the part of the Himachal Pradesh, and then Sikkim. So Sikkim was also one of the Nepalese state, but they had a different king over there. And there's a place called Darjeeling. That was our place as well. So after this treaty, we lost our one third of our territory. That's
Okay.
what happened.
And I know you mentioned before also, now that there's shit government and
Yeah.
Nepal is unstable, India is also even crawling a little bit further and taking some more land.
Yeah. So what happened is this India, although India is our, I mean, neighboring countries, we share same religion. I mean, language is similar. We
Mm.
write on the same script called Devanagari script. So it's similar. Let's say we are close by culture, right? Because we both are Hindus. Most of the people in India share, and Nepal share the same culture and religion. Let's say so. I mean, although we have a good relation with the people, but the government over there, I mean, try to, I mean, s- suppress our government anyway. They would try to, I mean, they basically what they want is, I think, as far as I have known, I have studied. Let's say they want control over Nepal's military, and then let's say, what do you call that? Military and the, what do you call? I forgot the name. Sorry. They just want control over three things over in Nepal: the military control, the one is external affairs, and the information control. That's what they are thinking because they are having control over
Like
Bhutan on these six
intelligence.
things. Yeah, intelligence things. So it's because they are also part of, although they were colonized by British, but in their mindset they are still having the same thing.
Mm,
But
mhm,
I'm not against the Indian government or anything, but this is what is happening right now. We, we're going to have a first constitution in Nepal. So they asked, I mean, they approached our political parties to in these 7 points from their side in our constitution. So like our country, during the formation of constitution, our country was proposed to be divided into, let's say, seven state. They, it was decided to, divide into seven states. So now it's seven states right now. So they divided it, in terms of the landmass, or like the, let's say, like in United States, they are states, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
50
they
states.
are, yeah, they are 50 states. Like in similar way, they have
Hmm.
divided into seven states right now.
And so you said they're making a constitution. So has it already been made?
Yeah, it has already been made.
And this is
Yeah,
recent.
this is, let's say, around 5 7 years, 7 years. And during that time, our Nepalese government did not, uh, I mean, did not agree with the 7 points that were put by the Indian counterparts to put it
And these
in our
7 points, like
constitution.
they're like seven kind of laws, seven
Yes,
rules.
seven. Let's say seven agreements. Let's say seven points that they want us to put in our constitution that were against our country anyway.
Hmm.
So the political parties, they did not agree, and right after three, let's say 2 3 months in 2015, we had a massive blockage from India. But they have been claiming still now. They have been claiming that that was not a blockage by India, but as we are a landlocked countries, yeah, we do not have access to seas, let's say, seas to bring our goods back from other countries. Let's say to import goods. So because we are surrounded by three parts by India. So as a landlocked country, the, let's say, the oils and the goods imported should be allowed. The uh,
It goes through India.
yeah, everything goes through India. Most of the thing. We only have uh one side border with China, so there is only limited access to
And there's the
importing goods.
mountains that block it.
Let's say, yeah. So during that time, they had blockage for around 4 months.
So because they didn't cooperate, the Nepalese government
Yeah,
did not cooperate.
with the 7 point that were put up by Indian counterparts. So, but they claim that they
Of
did not
course.
put the
And
blockage, but
how did Nepalese country or people were affected by this blockade?
yeah, it was because the petroleum products and these sort of things and the massive goods were most of the time. Let's say
What about food as well?
90% of the imports that comes to Nepal comes through India. So there were blockage on everything, every goods and services over there. So let's say the petroleum, yeah. So Nepal, they didn't have enough petrols over there. There was crisis on petrol, prices were rising, yeah. So and there was scarcity of food, but no one. India did try to put us into a difficult situation, but we overcome the situation. That's what it is. But we do not have, let's say, we do not have massive starvation or um let's say, it was managed, even though it was for they had blockades for 4 5 years. They had blockades goods, these sort of things. But at the time, I was in India myself in 2015, right after my 12th grade. I went to India to study over there. So when I came back, I was to see long line or long queues of the vehicles with goods loaded and were blocked on the border.
Mm,
That was the situation over there.
mm.
So it's
And so, yeah, I remember you went to India to study after you finished school. How was that like? How was your India experience?
it was good over there. I almost stayed over there around 4 years. I went for a study over there. I was in heart of Delhi. There's a place called Lakshmi Nagar. I went over there to study, but people are good over there. It's just the government that has uh, it's just the government that has policies that are suppressive. So that's what it
To
is.
who?
Suppressive to Nepalese. To the sovereignty of the country.
Mm. So
So
it's
people
not.
are good over
Yeah,
there
the people
anyway.
are good.
Yeah,
And how is it like living in Delhi?
I was very and it was good living over there, but the place is very crowded. There are
Uh,
lots of people over there, massive population. Let's say massive population over there. Yeah, so
is it more even crowded than here in London?
I would say it's more There's more crowd in Delhi as compared to London anyway. But and there are huge population over there,
Yeah,
a massive
yeah,
population. They
huge.
have, I think, 1.2 millions.
Even 1.4 now or
Yeah,
yeah,
let's say
this
1.2 plus 1.2 million people over there.
billion.
Billion, sorry, billion people over there. So that's a huge population. So it was, but anyway, it was good over there. That the time that I spent over there were good.
And how's the weather?
Weather is massive hot, bro.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's but it's very hot over there. The temperature rises. The average temperature would be around 40 to 45 during the summer.
I
It's you can't even go out on a road. You feel like the road is heating itself. That's what
damn.
it is.
I didn't think that India was
And
that hot.
yeah,
It's like
and
desert, bro.
mm, and during the winter, it's shivering cold over there.
Really.
Also, they have a lot of air pollution over there.
Air pollution.
Yeah, air pollution in Delhi. So
You can you see it? Like, can you smell it?
no, no. What happens is, during the winter, for few days, you'll be like when you go outside on a road, you can't literally see anything.
Really? To that point, you can't
Yeah,
see anything
here
because of the air
is
pollution.
yeah, that's what happens. And
Wow.
you could even Google it, and I mean you could even see on YouTube or Google it during the winter. There are lots of road accident going on over there in Delhi. So that's what it is. But
Oh, the road
it's a nice
accidents
place
because
to
no one
be.
can't see anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a good place.
Yeah.
You have people from different cultures over there, different people from different parts of the countries. Because we in India and Nepal, we don't need visa to go to India, or neither the Indian citizens need visa to go to Nepal. So we have like the European people, like you can freely pass.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there's a
that's what.
lot of movement going on. I mean,
Yeah,
you guys do have the same religion, Hinduism.
yeah,
It's funny. I talked to you. I talked to Guru, bro. I didn't know anything about Hinduism. But now we had the
yeah.
Bhagavad
You
Gita.
you also gave me Bhagavad Gita.
As a gift, bro. You're too good to me. I had to give you back something, bro. But I didn't know anything about it, bro. So, but it's with talking to you, talking to Guru, he told me some stories about what it is, and that essentially this book is the equivalent to the Bible to Christianism,
Yeah,
or the
you,
Quran to the Muslims. But what's interesting about this book, it's essentially a conversation between the God.
yeah. It's a conversation between the god
Is it
Arjun.
okay?
It's with Sri Krishna, Lord called Sri Krishna. He's giving advice to Arjun, who is a warrior in the war called Mahabharata. So this is what is all the advice and the suggestion given by
And he's
Lord
giving advice because
Krishna.
there's like a war going on.
Yeah, so he's directing him into a good, let's say, uh, I mean, Lord Krishna is directing Arjun to get the war into a good direction. So, I mean, let's say, it's just, this Bhagavad Gita is, well, if you study, I mean, if you, it's basically about how you can be a human. What are your values as a human? That's what it is. It's just the values
Mm. I mean,
that leads you to a good life.
it's an interesting concept that he's just talking during a war and it's a conversation.
Yeah.
It's very
I'm not
interesting.
expert on this Bhagavad Gita,
Yeah,
but
it's a
now
and
this is
even
what I know as so far.
it's written in Sanskrit, right?
Yeah, there is our, I mean, oldest language,
It's
even,
like 5,000 years old. It's a very old
yeah,
language.
5000 BC. I
Oh, so
mean,
it's like ten
before.
thousand years old then,
That's a, yeah, yeah.
or
It's very
7,000.
old. That's very old. I mean, even India, Nepal, it's those are the countries. They were based on Sanskrit later on, but now slowly nowadays people are, I mean, forgetting the culture. There are very less people. They know what Sanskrit is, how Sanskrit words. I mean, how Sanskrit is spoken, how it is written. So there are very few people. I did study Sanskrit in my school life for a year, but later on, I mean, they changed the courses. I mean, Sanskrit was out of the syllables. Uh, People, they are, nowadays the education system is there is adapted with the Western cultures, Western education, but
Hmm.
it's not that good as Western education. But they're trying their best to adapt the Western cultures of the Nibbanan education.
And in Hinduism, there's multiple gods, right? You don't just believe one god.
Yeah, so basically, it's they. We also believe there is only one God, but it's a form of God. There are more than, I mean, let's say 100, 200. The massive number of forms of gods that people worship over there. So I would like to call there is only one God, but there are various forms of God. You might have a misconception that there are multiple gods. It's not multiple gods. It's just a form of gods in different avatars. What do you call, different reincarnation or the formation of,
Different forms.
yeah, different forms of God.
uh, And then, so there's like one god, Krishna. There's the
Yeah, it's a form of God anyway. So
and
in
each form. Why is there different forms? Do they represent a certain thing?
yeah, we basically consider there are three main gods. One is Brahma, who, I mean, who in Hinduism is believed to have created the universe and the mankind and all sorts of things. And other is Shiva, Lord Shiva. We said to, I mean, we said to put direction on the universe, uh, give punishment to the wrong who did wrong, who does wrong. So there is Vishnu. There are three gods. Yeah. So all the gods that Ram, Krishna, and this whatever you heard are forms of these gods.
Okay, and they all serve a different kind of purpose.
Yeah. So yeah. So as you and Guru and me was discussing, or I mean, few days ago regarding the formation of God, right? So what do you call formation of the, let's say, the period in Hinduism? They are like, there was a period called, there are four period. I don't exactly know the period, but as far as I know, there was Sati Yuga. Now we are in Kali Yuga. So it was divided into three, four yugs. Let's say the periods. Yuga is basically called a period. So this is how, I mean, with the period, there was formation of God, the various forms of God during these times.
And we're
So this
talking
is how
about
they were saying.
how, like, during right now we're in a certain period,
Yeah, we
and
call
when that
right.
period ends, is saying the universe will end,
Yeah, so I mean,
as it says in
yeah,
Hinduism.
like I don't know the exact period, but 2000, let's say 2000 or 20,000. One period is basically of, let's say, 20 million years, or this was a period. I don't know the exact period, but every period or the yug is divided into certain number of period. Like, so we had, right now we are in Kali Yug. So, and in our religious book, it's mentioned that this, after this Kali Yug ends, the let's say the mankind mind also might also disappear, or there might be a different period. So this is what.
And I mean, Hinduism is one of the oldest religions, and there is incredible knowledge that has been passed down even through yogis. Uh,
Yeah,
and one thing you told me is when the British came, the first one of the first thing they did is they killed all of the basically all the yogis they can
yeah, all
find.
the gurus and all the priests and teachers over there. This is the main thing is to destroy or to colonize a country. If you destroy the religion, or if you destroy the way they are developing, the way they are growing, if you destroy the knowledge, you'll if a knowledge in a country is destroyed, the country will go back to many years behind the development. So that's what it was. They had killed lots of gurus. Let's say we used to call rishis in India, Nepali. So it's basically a teacher or priest, let's say.
Because guru means
Yeah,
teacher, right?
yeah. Guru means teacher.
In Hindi
Uh, I
or in
think
Sanskrit.
it's a Sanskrit word, I guess.
Uh,
But yeah, guru means teacher.
so they killed, and is that something that happened a little bit in Nepal now that they're trying to kill the religion in order to keep control?
So this is on interest of the political parties.
Because
I
Maoists are not
mean,
religious people, you
yeah,
know.
our country was Hindu country earlier, but after the Mao's came into government, let's say Mao's came into government, they decided to change the only Hindu countries to a secular country right now. So there are lots of,
So Nepal is a secular country.
right now Nepal is
Really?
secular country, but it was only the Hindu country. It was only the Hindu country.
So the people are Hindu,
The
but the government is secular.
Yeah,
And
even
secular means basically in schools they're not allowed to speak on religion.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So secular means like, if you wanna, even you're allowed to follow any religion as you like.
Yeah, but
This
from the
is what it is
government
called.
there's no affiliation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there is no affiliation. So this is what is happening right now.
Yeah. And going back to, a little bit earlier in your life, the war ends and eventually your father passes.
Yeah, because that was one of the most tragic thing that happened in our family. So he was literally he was killed by Maoists during that time. So it was, I even don't want to remember the time, the way he was killed, because he was basically, his hands were broken. The bones were broken. Although he was good, he had a bullet in his chest, right? And then the I mean few of the the chunks of, let's say, flesh of meat was taken out from his, what do you call this, thighs.
Yeah, the thigh.
So it was
Terrible.
let's say terrible death for him as well. So because they were like a monster, bro. Because it was a war. They didn't know there was they did not, even realize that was their own citizen anyway. You know, king would also have killed uh killed killed these all the Maoist people. but he said that uh, even they are rebelling around against the king. He They were also the citizen of Nepal. That's what the king said, and he left the throne. He said he doesn't want to kill his own citizen. No more, no more killing now. This is why he peacefully the left his throne by himself and claiming that he will come back whenever the citizen wants him back. So he stayed. He did not flee away from the country. In even in the history, I think it's only the king of Nepal who has not flown to other countries,
Wow,
even after he was upthrown from his monarchy system. So this is what.
it's crazy. And even you told me, even when there was still the monarchy, at one point there was like a big massacre
Yeah,
of the family.
yeah.
Was
So
this
it
during the
was,
Civil War?
yeah, it was during the civil war
What
around
happened
around,
exactly?
let's say, early 90s. Uh, there was a massacre of the king Birendra's family. His name is Birendra Biri Bikram Saha. So he was the king during that time. He was one of the best king Nepal ever had. So he was developing all around the countries, constructing roads, building hospitals, and he was basically, encouraging uh, production within the countries, like, let's say, make in Nepal, let's say, yeah. So he was doing all sorts of things to develop the countries during the time. I don't know, but all entire his families were killed in the palace. So I don't know exactly.
So they were all in the palace, and
Yeah, so
then someone just came in
yeah,
and just killed the whole family, including the king.
but nobody knows. Yeah, but
Nobody knows
nobody
who.
knows who killed. There are different theories that there are different theories from different people, different scholars and people that the king were killed by. I mean, there are different thinking that king were killed by some these people, that people. Some claim that king was killed by uh, then prince. Uh, then prince during that time go Dipendra, and then after killing all the family, he killed him. He
Killed
killed
himself.
himself. That's what some people believe, but I don't think that's the reason. That might be. He's the one killing, but
What do you think?
I don't think he's the one killing. There might be some external forces that were involved in killing. I mean, killing all the entire family of the royal family. So unless some people from Nepal and from the external forces, joined each other for this royal massacre, they would not. It wouldn't have been successful because.
But yeah, it sounds like the kings were actually very good, and it's really interesting to see a king that was, and noble to say the king, I don't want to kill my own people. We must stop this war. I will leave the throne
Yeah,
by myself.
this was the last king, and the king that we just talked
Yeah,
earlier, King Birendra, whose entire family was killed. He was the second last king. Right after his death, his brother,
came in.
yeah, came in. His brother Ganendra Bikram Saha, the last king of Nepal, came in throne,
Uh,
and then and after a few years, the monarchy system ended. This is
so
how it happened.
so the monarchy system ends, and at this point the government, or was it the army, allows you scholarship to go to school,
No, there was already a military school
but you weren't attending
earlier.
it, no?
I was not attending the military school, but right after my father passed away, I had the opportunities to go to military school because they will be funding me for everything. It's a boarding school, military boarding school. So they'll be funding for my education, for my food and logistic everything till till 10th grade. Then after it was my option whether to stay, whether to study over there, even on my 11th or 12th grade. So, but I stayed over there. I studied over there because it was free for me.
Yeah, especially yeah. So
As per the rule, the if your if your father is killed in the war, the children, at least three, maximum three children would be allowed to study free in the military school. So,
and so, at what age did you go to military school?
around 9 years old, I
Nine
was
years old.
around 8 or 9 years old. I went on fourth grade over there because the classes start. They used to take enrollment from fourth grade, so I went on fourth grade.
And how was that like? Uh,
It was
being in military school and 9 years old.
it was very different, bro. It was very difficult during that time. So I was on a government school. I used to study prior to joining the military school. I used to study in a government school.
Like public school.
Yeah, public school. The public schools were not. Public schools in Nepal are not that good as compared to private schools or let's say the military school. Yeah, because in public school there are no opportunities over there. There is only the education is not that good, you know. So I went over there. In the military school, you literally have to speak English over there. We had to
Really?
speak English, yeah.
Is that
Uh,
where
uh,
you learned English?
yeah, this is that was the place where I learned. Since I joined military school, I had to speak English over there. So we were not allowed to speak Nepalese over there. We had to literally communicate in English, and the teaching was also in English. So before earlier in government school, let's say in public school, I used to study all in Nepali language, even the mathematics, even the science. But here it was totally different. I had to study everything. The course of study was all in English.
Yes, that's completely
That was
different. So
difficult for
yeah.
me for a few days. I couldn't even literally understand many of the things that were taught over there
And were they
in
strict
initial
on
stage.
you because they also
Yeah, no, no, they were strict to everyone.
yeah, were they understanding that you were a little bit behind because of this?
Yeah, they used to train. They used to, let's say, have extra classes for the poor. Let's say for the students who had poor grades, who are who are behind in speaking English. So they used to have.
But the overall environment was strict. It's like
Yeah,
military boot camp.
it's like a military boot camp, as you said. Yeah, it's
So what was your day looking like? And were
uh
you in boarding school like all the time? Did you ever go home?
yeah. We used to have long vacation during our festival. Let's say around November, October, November. We had a festival called Dasai and Tiha. It's a massive festival that we celebrate over there. So we have entire 1.5, let's say 1.5 month maximum holidays over there,
So
and we
you're
had.
basically living all the time at the boarding school, and then
Mm,
1.5 month in the year you get to go home.
yeah, and
Yeah.
let's say in total, in a year we used to go holiday around 2 to 3 months. We also had winter holidays. Uh, we used to go even on winter holidays. There were some weekends holidays also. But I was far from my home, so I used to stay over there.
Okay. And so, what did your schedule look like?
I was We literally had to wake up around 5 to 6 a.m. in the morning. So I had to go for physical training that
Did
we
they wake
spoke.
you up, or you had to be up?
They wake us up. In our hostel we had. In a building we used to stay. In every building they had bell. The
Uh,
big bell, the electric bell.
uh,
They used to.
yeah.
I mean, They used to ring the bell, and then it was our working time. It was a very loud bell. That was that used to wake us all up. We compulsory had to wake up, line up, and then go for physical training. Then again, we after finishing physical training for an hour, we had were to fresh. I mean, bath or wash on, freshen up ourselves, and then go for breakfast. Literally on breakfast, we used to have breads, milk, and a egg. That was our kind of English breakfast. Let's
But
say
what did the physical training look like? What did you guys have to do?
it's a military kind. All the I mean, I don't know how to explain, but it's all like the basic physical, basic training that you do, like in gym and these sorts of things now. Exercises, stretching your arms and these sorts of things, stretching your legs. Anyway, it's making your body, or running also. We used to do running as well. So we used to uh, make around 3-4 rounds of entire.
Laps,
Yeah, so
and
that's what
then
we used
any
to do.
like push-ups and stuff like this.
Yeah, all was there.
Every day, 6
Every day,
a.m.
bro. Every day.
Women as well, the girls.
During the military school that I was on, the only boys were allowed to stay on the military school.
Okay.
I mean, girls used to come, but it was a day hostel for them. Let's say they used to come, they used to study, and they used to go back home. Only
Okay.
the boys had to stay.
For boarding.
Yeah.
Okay. So you wake up 5 a.m. Physical training.
Then after having breakfast,
Yeah,
and there's
breakfast.
again went for morning study. And after around 1.5 hour of morning study, we used to have assembly. We used to sing national anthem, and then start our now the actual study starts now. Teacher used to
The
come,
schooling.
take the lectures, and then that
Till what time?
yeah, until 3:30 to 4, let's say. On 4 we used to, again and in between we had lunch over there around 11:30 to 12
And then
in the
after
morning
your schooling
afternoon.
is done, what do you do?
After schooling is done, after 4 we used to have session called, we used to call it sports session. So we get time to play football or whatever sports that we like. Football, basketball. We had all sorts of sports over there, cricket, whatever you want to play.
Did you make good friends in your class?
Yeah, we literally had same friends for, let's say, around 8 to 9, 9 to 10 years. So
And you guys all grew up
yeah,
together?
they were from different. We had friends from different parts of countries.
Mm, mm.
So they bring up different things, so different values also. So it was kind of interesting to be with them, share the same thoughts, same ideas. So that's what it is.
And as well, you told me you did some karate, and
Yeah, I did.
you're actually black belt, bro.
Yeah, I'm black belt in karate. I was to. I had my black belt when I was in 8th or 9th grade. So it took me around, let's say, 4 years, almost around 4 years to get into black belt. So
I've seen your kicks, bro. I
now,
I
bro, no,
believe, bro.
now I gain my weight. I'm getting chubby now because I'm since I left military school, I'm becoming more lazy,
Hey,
stopping to do
yeah,
exercises.
bro. I
That's
remember
what
when
is
I first saw
happening.
you, you were waking up early, stuff like this. Now, fucking shit, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even now, now I'm becoming quite lazy. It's with the time, I think.
Bro,
With the
everyone
time, people, yeah,
living like here, bro. You adapt to your environment, you know.
yeah. But even now, I wake up early. But when I'm having my day off, I would like to sleep.
Mm-mm.
This is what.
Yeah. No, I mean you're lazy, but you're a hard worker for sure, bro. Oh,
Yeah, it's very hard to. Here as an international student in UK, it's very hard to um, adjust over here
yeah.
financially, and
Mm,
even, let's say, even emotionally. It's very hard
mm.
because you are far from family. You literally have to live alone in a different environment. So I do have some few Nepalese friends, but we don't. I mean, let's say we don't stay together because I like to live alone. So I like to live on my own. So I'm living alone over here as well.
And do you think going to military school helped you or prepared you for life?
Yeah, being in military school was best part of my life. I have been I stayed there almost around a decade of my life. Let's say 1/10 of my life. Let's just say a decade. I stayed over there for a decade. It was a good time over there, having good friends from different parts of countries. So sharing same things. Even now, uh, I keep on talking with them. They are really good. Even now, it's been almost 9 to 10 years since we have left the military school. We are close with friends right now as well. So being in military school taught me, I mean, to be independent. So uh, being here, even I'm away from my family, I don't feel like I'm away because I'm independent. I'm not. I don't feel homesick like the people, like some of the people feel, and they want to go back to the country. I mean, let's say they're getting depressed over here. They're having depressions. I never feel that. It's just that it's the environment there made me more stronger
Mm.
to be more independent.
But when you were arriving kind of at the end of the military school, were you tired of it? Were you happy to leave?
That time I was tired of it because you literally have to follow everything over there. You can't go. You can't decide on your own, right? You had to be.
Or everyone's telling you what
Yeah,
to do?
yeah. You had to be on rules, bro. Even though you don't like sometimes.
Did
Yeah.
you ever get in trouble?
I used to get in trouble. Everyone used to get. Everyone over there used to get in trouble somehow. Like if you even don't make any mistakes over there, if they don't find who was the one doing the mistake, the entire group, or let's say in the entire class, would be
Punished.
unpunished. Yeah, the entire class would be punished. It was like a military. It's just the difference between military and the people who, like me, who studied in military school, is just that military people used to do the duties. Let's say carry gun and then do the military duties. Let's say. Beside that, it was the different. Only difference was we used to study. They used to carry a gun. That
Mm,
was the only difference.
mm.
The rules and the regulation
And
was
so,
almost
what
all
type
same.
of punishments would they give out? What do those look like?
Have you heard of a punishment called haunching?
No.
I was literally bending two legs and then just jumping like a kangaroo.
Ah, and then
Yeah, so that was
until they
very
tell you to
painful.
stop.
Yeah, yeah. And front roll,
Front
just
row.
rolling like panda, bro.
Ah,
You know,
and you just have to go, keep going.
and keep going, keep going. You sometimes you feel dizziness, bro.
Uh,
You vomit.
and when they do those punishment, they ever tell you, okay, you have to do this for this time, or they just tell you, no, do this now, and then they decide when it's finished.
They decide when it's finished. Usually I mean we had teaching staff and non-teaching staffs of there. Non-teaching staffs were all the military personnel. We used to conduct this. I mean, the morning physical training and the, let's say, the sports were conducted by the military people. All the physical things were conducted by military people, and the education part were conducted by teachers.
Mm,
The teachers were not the military persons; they were civils. So up to them. If military person is giving punishment, we had to wait until they say it's done. This is this is what I felt like it was a shit being over there. And being over there, I felt like I was not that social with people whenever I used to go home because I had no friends over there in home. I used to stay at home, stay with family, never go out of the house. So I was not social, not that social. during that time.
So you felt like being in military school kind of put you out of your world that you used to be in.
Yeah, because as far as I have noticed, I have how I've known the uh, students who were in military schools are not that social. But now it's changing. But now during our time, it was like that. So we, as I said, I used to be only at home, only with family whenever I used to go. People even did not used to recognize me.
Really.
Yeah. So
But then
I
again,
literally
you're
had to,
gone
yeah,
for a very long
yeah.
time.
I literally had to tell them name of my father and mother to make me recognize myself.
Wow.
So that's what this is what.
How did you feel when like people were not recognizing you?
I didn't feel like anything because during that time I even don't I don't used to talk to people often. But now I'm getting along with
Uh,
people over there. Slowly I open. I became social.
yeah.
It took a little bit time.
Did uh did military school teach you to like control your emotions?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Military school taught me that thing because over there, even though you miss your family or you are way into uh some of you're low by your emotion. Let's say, you most of the people used to control their emotions because you can't you can't even do the things that you want to do over there. You can't even eat the food from outside. The food should be food were given there. Whatever the food they were to give, we had to eat all those foods, right? And they were against wasting food.
So you had to finish it
Yeah,
all?
we had to finish, bro. If we waste food, we were punished, and we had a timing to eat food as well. So even to eat lunch, that was around 20 to 25 minutes. Within that period, we had to finish our food, right?
Damn.
You know the best part, we used to pray, bro, before and after food. Let's say during the lunch and dinner, we used to pray. I mean, yeah, like the English prayer that you have, we used to pray the same before and after food.
And so does that take into your time in of eating?
It does, bro. You know, we we were allocated a table. Let's say in a table there used to be 10 people, 10 students, and in a table where there used to be table captain and table vice captain. We used to sit in between. Let's say on one side we sat 5 people. On the other side we sat 5 people. It was 10 people. There used to be food over there, and they were the one responsible to put foods and distribute foods equally to all the people. They used to stay in between. Just on either side, they used to stay in between. So they were responsible to, let's say, distributing the food. We were only allowed to add rice and lentils. Rest, we were not allowed to add it. Like the vegetables, we were not allowed to add. Whatever the person was given, whatever the person was allocated by the table captain and vice captain, we used to had that because that person he was responsible to distribute the food in equal portion to everyone. So we were just allowed to add rice and lentils only, and water as much as you want.
Uh, so rice and lentils and water you can have as much as you want,
Mm,
and the rest is given. You have no choice.
yeah,
Was
scaling, bro.
yeah. Was there any bullies?
I haven't noticed any bullings during my time, but in other military school, I used to hear that the seniors used to um, bully their juniors. So in our was a, I didn't feel like there was any bullies over there. So I didn't experience. So I have no idea regarding this one.
Okay. No, I mean that's something I would expect because I feel like everyone maybe you're humbled by the discipline, and
But
and also you're under a certain structure. Everyone has to work.
yeah, but you know what? if like if you keep someone some, let's say if you keep someone under I mean if you are some, or let's say if you keep someone under the rule for let's say for many days or many years, they kind of feel like suffocating,
Mm-hmm.
following the same rules. You are not given, I mean, your interests are not taken considered.
Yeah.
Let's say if you like in child during the childhood, you want to do naughty things,
Yeah.
like let's say even there's a session going on, we have to do what the session is about, right? We can't go and do the rest of the things.
Yeah. So
As
you
a
feel
child,
powerless.
yeah, as a child, I feel like I missed my childhood, like you guys outside used to, I mean, enjoy. Even during my college life, let's say during my 11th or 12th, we literally used to call college over there, 11th or 12th grade. So during that time also, I was in military school. I did not experience how the college works or how the college looks like.
Right? You were always under this strict structure,
Supervision, let's say, yeah.
supervision, and you never had this idea of childhood freedom, going out, being creative, exploring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It should, and also if you feel like, you're powerless and you always have to listen to people, sometimes you want to kind of lash out and then maybe control and maybe people under you, to feel some type of control in your life, power.
Yeah, that's what I said. Some people feel suffocated,
Mm,
right? Doing the same thing, and people are telling you what to do and what not to do. During the let's say on adolescences, you feel like you're a hero. You want to do whatever you want,
yeah.
but they are putting you under a rule,
Mm,
under guidance, looking after you every time, keeping
shit.
their eyes on you every time. It feels like a shit, bro.
Mm.
But that was during that time I used to feel a shit. But right when I look back, it was the best experience or the best place that has built me to become what I am today.
Did you ever speak back to a superior?
I had spoken back many times. I was even slapped for being for
Hey,
speaking against the superior. So I had
what
experience like
happened
this.
there?
I was like, we had I mean, we used to have a sports seminar every year. So during the time, was students were not supposed to go where the activities were conducted, because they still had some, let's say, lectures going on. So one of the teacher, he saw that the people were going over there. I mean, the students were going over there, leaving their lectures, and I was one responsible. I was the one. I mean, I was the one who should be responsible for that. But
Right, yeah, I remember you told me you were assigned a role
yeah,
in your later years where you were kind of responsible for
yeah, I
uh
was assigned two roles. Actually, I was lucky enough that I was assigned two roles, like a leadership role. I was, let's say, school captain. Let's say we used to call Mahavidyalaya. It's entire school Mahavidyalaya means, let's say, entire school from 4 to 12. You had to, I mean, you are responsible to, I mean, take leadership of all these people. So
and how did you get this position?
I was, let's say, I was referred by many
Is
of
it
the
some
seniors.
is it something you wanted?
I never thought of taking a leadership position, but I was given a leadership position by seniors, and on mutual agreement of seniors and teachers. I was given this role.
So they recognized your
Yes,
values and they assigned you
yeah.
this position.
So I think they thought that I was best fit for that, so they gave me the position. I was even uh, handed one more position called, I was president of Youth Red Cross Circle over there. So that was the program. Youth, yeah, I was conducted that program, and I was responsible for the activity that were conducted. And because of that, teacher said, the teacher came to me and said that you should have looked at people, the students who are coming over there, and you are the one responsible. And he was shouting at me, and I said, you were there, you could have just asked them to leave. Why didn't you say? Because I can't be handing. I know I'm responsible for that, but uh you are also one of the member over there who is responsible for managing the situation. So you were the teacher, you were senior to us. You could have asked them to get to the classes. Why did you not say? I just replied him like this, and he was furious, he was angry, and just started slapping me. I was like, but even though he slapped me, I was not stopping it. Because in the military, you can't, if superior is punishing you, you can't even get back to him.
Mm.
But that time I could have, I did not, I mean, I did not become physical with him, but I was retaliating him through my words.
Mm.
That was what I was doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, one thing you know, I've grown to like you a lot, but because, on the outside, someone that does not know you may see you and hear you and think, oh, this guy is a very, sweet, nice guy. But when it comes down to what you believe, you stand on your morals
Mm.
and you are not afraid to say, no, this is wrong. I don't believe this, no matter what. Because we see this a lot here in the UK where people, they stay quiet. But you will always, when you see something is wrong or you believe something is not right, you will say,
You'll have to take a stand, bro. Actually, you if you don't take a stand for yourself, who's going to take a stand for you? That's what I believe in. If you're doing anything, if you're being blamed for anything that you have not done, you should take a stand. You should not pull back yourself, right? So that's what I believe. So the main thing is you be responsible on your duties first. Do your work, what should be done, right? Then if someone tries to bully you or tries to suppress you, just get back to them. Never tolerate.
I remember even this other story you told me last time where it was kind of similar situation where maybe I think it was a classroom and you were responsible. Some people were speaking. I don't remember
Yeah,
exactly what
yeah, yeah.
happened. Uh,
Yeah, because in class, like there used to be class monitors, and the I was responsible for entire schools. I was given a badge in military. You get a badge, right?
mm,
Like similar badge. I was given a vice captain badge for Mahavidyalaya vice captain badge. So I was let's say one of the biggest leader from the student group. So in my class, like they used to make a noise. Yeah, we are children. We like to sometimes talk, and they were like, just to maintain pin drop silence. Yeah, I was like, go fuck, no pin drop silence. I was like, I used to say to the boys, like, whatever you want to do. But when the teachers comes, just maintain peace silent. After that, do whatever you want to do. I used to let them free. I never like a leader in military tries to suppress the juniors or the or your friends that are not in position. So, but me, I was free. I was to let them do whatever you want, but just be careful when someone is here or someone, like, let's say, we should not get complaint from others. Just do whatever you want. I have to let them free.
and then one time someone catch you.
Yeah, they did, but they did, and I said they want to enjoy. Why do you always want to suppress them? That's why they did not like me. Most of the time, the teachers didn't used to like me on that one. On that note, they did not used to like me because they wanted to control the students, right? Me, I was like, no, leave them free.
Did they try to punish you because you let them free?
They used to call me, but after being the advantages after being captain, they after taking a leadership position, they did not punish me. I mean, They were also having difficult to punish me, but they used to say verbally. They used to scold. That's what they used to do. I mean, the teachers basically. Anyway, the teachers they were good, but during that time I did not like any of the teachers of my military school, bro.
You would not go back to see them.
Still now, I'm not thinking of going back, but someday when I go back, but I do respect them, but I did not like the way they used to treat us
Mm.
during that time.
And we didn't get to the end of the schedule. What was the nighttime routine?
Ah, during the night time, even after we after the sports, we used to have evening study and then had dinner at around 8 p.m. in the let's say in night. Then after dinner, we used to have night study again. We had to study for an hour, bro. Study to sit, and and before bed at night after the evening study, we after the night study we had to go for meditation. We were, I mean, we had to go for meditation. We had to undergo meditation for around 20 to 25 minutes, and I used to feel like shit during that time, bro, because they were trying to control for everything. So I do not like the way they used to ask us. I mean, they used to force us to do meditation. It was a schedule, but if you don't want to do, even though you don't want to do, you were like you had to do. You have to do. They had to follow everything. But looking back to that time, I feel like now, like I know the importance of meditation. So I feel like that was a good time. But
What did you gain from meditation?
like every day we used to have around 15 to 20 minute meditation, and it was not like the meditation that were done by priest or the Lord Buddha, but it was it's just like being calm and and getting peace in your mind. That was they were teaching us on that part. So like you became calm. Like the whole day you are rushing, struggling for things, and before you sleep you just be calm, think about your day, right? Think about the next day, what do you want to plan for. This is how they guided us on the meditation. It's just being calm and being focused. The meditation increases focus.
Yeah.
So that's what.
And so what were you doing?
But
Just
now I'm losing the focus, bro.
yeah, yeah. Right, it's hard to stay focused with all these
Yeah.
distractions here. But and how would you practice focus just through breathing?
I used to do meditation earlier, but now I don't. I stopped doing it. I even stopped doing the physical
But when you
exercises.
were doing it,
Yeah.
like in military school, it was it like more breathing meditation? They make you say mantras, or they just
No, no,
make you
no.
reflect.
It's just that you stay silent, close your eyes, fold your legs. You know the way the Buddha, Lord Buddha, flowed does his meditation. Become just silent. That was you don't have to recite any mantras or anything. You just be on yourself. It's just that recognizing inner inner self. You know.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Lord Buddha actually comes from Nepal.
Yeah,
Uh,
he is from Nepal. He was born in Nepal. He was prince in Nepal. So, yeah, but many people they don't know that he's from Nepal. He is a citizen of Nepal.
yeah, that's why Buddhism is big in Nepal. We even met your friend who's a Buddhist.
He is a Buddhist. Yeah, Buddhism is it's after Hinduism. It's a massive population. Let's say around 10-15% of people. Let's say around 10% of people follow because Buddhism and Hinduism are kind of similar. It's just that Buddhism is we believe that Buddhism is more peace, goes into more peace, but it's similar because we share common things over there. I mean, the rituals and these sort of things are most of them are similar.
Mm. And so after that, now you're in the UK, and it's a lot different.
It's completely different. So here you have people who even who doesn't follow religion as well. Even though it's a Christian country, but I mean people are open nowadays. They are open to everything. So it's a very different place to be.
Yeah,
Mm.
very very different. But one thing you kept is your hustle, your work. But I remember, like back in the day, bro, you were working like an animal, you know. And when we have, there's some people we know that don't work at all, you know. The guy
Yeah,
that lives next to here, we won't say his name, but
no, because what we do is we normally like I'm from an average family. I mean, a family with average, let's say, financial status. So lots of Nepalese people, the Nepalese students that come over here are of the similar financial background that I'm with. So we literally come here for studying, stay here for 3 to 4 years, let's say maximum 3 to 4 years. Some people might stay longer, but we had uh, to come here. We literally take loans from the bank, student loan, let's say. Here, I mean, the government finances, but in our country, the government doesn't finance for higher studies. So we take loans because we don't have. I mean, our family doesn't have huge amount of cash. Let's say 45. Let's say around around 50 60,000 pounds to study here. A bachelor studying here, studying bachelor's here, it will cost around 50 to 60,000 on an average. 50 to 60,000 pound on an average. So that's a huge amount. So and the exchange rate is very high with Nepal. So the 1 pound is equivalent to I think around 167 Nepalese rupees. So if you convert for 40 to 50 to 60,000 pounds, that would be massive over there. More than 45 million. Let's say more than 45 million. So that's a huge amount. So to because of this these things, I used to work, pay for my own tuition fee. I used to work whatever job I got. Legally, we were just allowed to work for 20 hours as per the UK government immigration law. But whenever I find few jobs where I used to get paid in cash, I used to work as much as I can. I used to even go in studies. I had good grades even on my uni.
yeah,
I
bro, I
had to
remember
pass.
you would
Yeah,
come back, like I would not see you the whole day, then you come back at like 8, 9, do the cooking, go to sleep, rinse and repeat.
yeah, because
But I respect, bro, respect the hustle. But
yeah,
bro, you were non-stop.
most of the South Asian students, they have the same schedule like me. They do the same thing, but there are few people who might have just had intention to just entering UK or entering, let's say,
Mm.
the developed countries, or they'll just go to the classes. They'll just they don't study. They'll just uh,
Yeah, they
get
do
their
bullshit.
attendance, make their
Yeah.
attendance, and then
But so when you see some
start
other
working.
people that are maybe not working, getting money from parents and being lazy, does that make you angry?
No, like I don't. It depends upon the thinking and the perspective of people. It's how they see themselves. Because I've been in a. I mean, as I said, I'm from average family, so I know how the things work on. I know my route. I know what should be done. So that if I don't work over here, if I don't work hard, it will be difficult for my family back home as well. So uh, it's just you. What I feel is I'm just uh recognizing who I am and what sorts of financial background I have. So I'm just realizing that and working hard on and not asking from parents back home. But in Nepal, everything is financed by family members. It's more people. The students over are more lazy over there. Here, you get independence. You get your independence after 18 years, right? You are open to move outside from your family, stay outside, stay on your own, make your living. But there, if you're back in Nepal, you literally have you we I mean let's say we literally stay with our family only, and everything is done by family. Even the finances is
So you
looked
don't have
after
any
by
pressure.
family, so they don't have pressure until they come abroad. So when you come when a person, let's say student like me come from Nepal to abroad countries like UK, they will have we'll have to literally struggle on our own, make our living. This is why and it's very expensive asking money back from Nepal as well. As I said you, the conversion rate is very high.
Mm.
So let's say sending thousands of money from Nepal will only amount to few grants over here. So that's the difference. So there's no point of asking money back from home.
And now you kind of stopped these other jobs, and this year you're doing a apprenticeship. You're working in a pure English company.
Ye- Yeah, it was.
How are you finding that?
This was also very difficult for me to get a job. Get a placement anyway, uh, in a company in UK. So, but right now, after I joined, I'm having inside in getting along with people over there. Understanding how the business UK work culture is, understanding how people are here, getting in touch with more English people because almost all the people, maximum people are English. So I'm the only Nepalese over there. Even though I don't have good communication skills, but I'm confident enough to speak with the people right now and making some. Making some networks over there so that will be more useful in my future.
And what did you learn about the UK work environment?
Very chill, bro. It's very chill. English people are very lazy. Anyway, English people are very lazy to work. Like,
Bro, it's true. Like they walk around, in the
yeah,
morning,
yeah.
talk to each other, make some jokes.
They're very easygoing.
Yeah,
Let's not put it that way. Let's
yeah.
be
It's not lazy.
optimistic.
It's like easygoing. You're right.
Easygoing. They're easygoing. They don't do heavy jobs. Yeah, they're like they are office 9 to 5 kind of job. Most of the British people 95 kind of job. They are very easygoing and they do not pressurize about work. This is what I find the best thing about the work culture over here.
Yeah. But despite that, it is chill. There's still this environment that is depressing. You know, a lot of people call it the rat race, and whether it's London, but any big city now, it's like it's expensive, so people have to continue working. People feel pressure. Bro, so many people in this country are depressed.
Yeah,
It's not
even
like this in Nepal.
it's not that because there's you stay with a family, right? And everything is done by a family. So the financial burden comes equally to every people over there. But here you're out of family, you are financing yourself for everything, and you don't even ask for money from your parents. You work from your own over here, right? So and you don't even have to your parents like the parents over here. They don't even expect anything from their let's say any financial support from their sons or daughter. But back in our countries, we have a tie, we have a system in place like that, so that
So do you
whatever is
think
running,
that's
parents will
why?
expect to take financial so financial support. Uh, let's say financial support from the sons and daughter. They expect them to get financially stable.
Do you think the financial pressure is why people feel all this depression.
That's the main thing. Because here people are walking and walking every day. They are rushing. Even on bus stop or metros, I find like people are rushing. So it's the it might be because of the work as well. Because going from 9 to 5 and then stressing yourself the whole day, you know, even though they do not have physical pressure on official jobs like 9 to 5, they have mental pressure.
Mm.
That's why they are like depressed. They are right now. If we talk about UK, it's like mm, they're having low pay, the prices are rising, in the that rent are rising, the prices of goods and services are rising, so they're having a less salary. It's just all about money, bro.
Yeah, a lot of pressure is the rat
Yes, sir.
race. But because of this, you wouldn't want to, like, when you're looking at your future, how you want your life to be, you wouldn't, we all follow the opportunities, but you wouldn't want to live here or make
Yeah,
your
no.
family here.
Yeah, no, I don't want to live here, but as for the opportunities are there are enough opportunities over here as compared to to our country, but living here for rest of the life is shit. The main thing is, main thing I don't like about here is, like, if I get children and my children gets disrespectful
Disrespectful.
towards me, let's say parents.
Mm.
Here the children are very disrespectful to their parents, right? They are not in control of their parents. This is how you tend to, you know land into negative habits or disrespecting your parents, not following the values and principles of your family. So this is the only scary thing that I think of
Mm.
living here in UK.
It's like it's as though you don't have control fully of how your kids are going to grow up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, there's many other factors too, social media,
yeah.
there's no religion, that also they're in this hectic society where they're surrounded by also other people, like other kids that don't respect their parents, so they might get bad habits.
The basic thing what I think is, you should be, I mean, a person or child should be, within the values of a family, or
Mm.
let's say values of, let's say, respecting the elders, yeah, and loving their juniors. Here children, as I said, you hear children are very disrespectful, and they are not all, but no more children are
Yeah.
disrespectful to their parents. So this is what I scare about. And I also think that later on, if I stay over here, will my children follow the path or the religion that I'm taking? Because here it's secular, right? So as I'm Hindu, I would love my children also to be Hindu, but it's up to them. But as my thoughts, I'm, let's say, guided by my Hindu's religion. So I would love my children to also, I mean, follow the same religion that I follow. But it's
Yeah.
up to them anyway.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
up to
I
them
mean,
what they wanna follow.
it's good that you can give them a structure.
Yeah.
But hopefully, bro, I want you to go back to Nepal so I can come visit you.
Sure, obviously, bro. It's when you come back, just let me know. I'll be always there for you.
And you too, bro. You want to come to France, bro?
I
We'll
would
make it
I would
happen,
love
bro.
to. I would
Even
love
though you
to.
have a shitty passport where they don't let you in, but
Yeah, because it's very difficult to travel to any European countries, or let's say to developed countries, through our passport, because we literally need visas and through our financial documentation that we
fuck
had
that
enough
shit.
funds to travel over there. So it's kind of,
But hey, whatever barrier, you'll get through it, bro. So we'll
yeah,
make it happen.
this is what I was saying. You know, when you see how when you see the position of a country, you could literally see through the passport, like how many countries you could travel freely through your passport. Like France, like you are from France, right? So your passport is strong enough so that
Oh,
you
it's
could
very
travel
strong, bro.
you could travel more than 170 plus countries.
Mm.
uh, with our passport it's just like let's say 42, 45 countries that we could travel. So the first thing that I know that I came to know about the first day that I came to know the value of my passport is the day I landed on Heathrow Airport. You know, the people with the green passport like our countries, let's say the passport from South Asian countries, people were just lining up in a long queue, had to wait for hours and hours, let's say 4 or 5 hours to pass the immigration. But the passport holders who had the UK passport or the European passport used to just scan their passport and then go.
Yeah, you just see them walk
Yeah,
by.
yeah, yeah, walk by. So that day, on the first day, I realized the value of my value of being a Nepalese. Let's say value of having a Nepalese passport. But
Mm.
anyway, although you have these other things, but I will always love my country. It's just because of the city government, city things that is going on, that is you know, uh, that is making our passport weak, more weak. It's because of the main thing might be because of the external policies or the immigration policies that our countries has, because they don't have a bargaining power with other countries. They can't come in a dialogue with other countries, make a you know agreement with them. So this is lacking in our political parties or the government. So
All right, bro. Should we end it here?
yeah, yeah. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
thank you,
It
bro.
was too long, bro.
Thank you for listening to the Inspire Alex podcast. See you next episode.